Hello everyone, welcome back to Old Dad's Modeling Mess. And in today's video I start work on the shed for my winter themed T3485 diorama build. As I mentioned in my last video, I had planned on putting an old barn back there, but that got overruled once I realized it would be way too big. I mean, way too big. So, I opted for a shed. I figured if the barn was too big, a house would probably be too big too, so shed it was. As you can see here, I already have the frame for it built up, courtesy of my too big of a barn. So, yeah, why not reuse the part I can, if I could. So, what you see me doing here now is I am actually slicing off pieces of 1/4-inch balsa stick. Yep, I'm actually good. I'm saying I know what I'm doing. I can hear you guys going, what the hell is he thinking now? But what I'm doing here is I want to have that old rough cut lumber look. And sure, I could use plywood. I've got that. I could use sheets of balsa. I could do that, you know, and I could put some grooves in it and everything. But you know how it is when you're trying to cut something like this, when you're trying to cut balsa wood. It's never perfect. It's going to have little imperfections. There's going to be thick parts, thin parts, all that. And that's what I wanted. And so, as you've seen, I just cut out 5 pieces out of 1/4 inch. So they're not even a millimeter thick. And, yeah, so, yeah, I decided I wasn't putting myself through enough misery that I was going to do that. Oh, and I decided to do it for the roof too. Yep, I know. I'm not all there upstairs. It's all good. You're okay. So, me being a brainiac, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna knock out the easy part first. I'm gonna hit the roof. It's right there. Boom, I'm just gonna slap them shingles on there. Good to go. So, yeah, no, it didn't quite work out that way. I want that cedar shake shingle look. Wow, I actually got that out without messing it up. Nice. Woohoo. Anyway, I wanted that look. So, as you can see here, I'm trying to pick up the stuff, and for some reason, you know, it's not coming off the knife. Come on, it's balsa wood. This stuff's thinner than toilet paper. It you know, yeah, that's what took me so long. Was I would have to either fight it to get it on there, onto the knife, or fight it to get it off of the knife. So yeah, this part was kind of a pain because I basically ended up having to use my hands after attempting this for quite a while. But as you can see, besides me battling the fly there, I'm not putting the shingles in a perfectly straight line or anything like that. I'm making some a little bit longer, you know, on an angle, putting gaps in between them and stuff like that. You know, I want that old roof look. And so, yeah. Now, here, as you can see, those hinges don't look right, do they? Well, I had made a set of these for this because I knew I was going to put a door on it, and you know, I just one basic hinges. And so, I did that, and my son comes walking in, and I was like, hey, check this out. Look, I made hinges, He goes, those look like shit, Dad. Exact words. And I'm like, well, thanks. He goes, dude, why couldn't you have made them, somewhat kind of fancy, or like regular door hinges? He goes, those look like gate hinges. And I'm like, okay, fine. And so, yeah, I decided to change them. And, it actually worked out in the end because I needed a video for Monday anyway. So, that's what I did. I decided to make in air quotes, guys, fancy ones to please the kiddo. But, I think he's right. They do look better than these did. Sad part is I had actually went and I put little bolt heads on there and everything like that, and yeah. So anyway, as you can see here, the siding there and the door, none of it is perfectly in line and stuff like that. It's I want, like I said, an old shed. Excuse me there. And so that's what I was doing. Now here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've actually notched the boards here. So when I put them in here, they go around the roof rafters. That way there I can get it all the way up there to the bottom of the shingles. So there's no big, huge, ugly ass gap. And, not that people are going to be picking up the diorama and looking underneath there, but, just for shits and giggles, I guess. And with what my son said eating in my head there about, doesn't look the greatest. So, my mind is starting to race right now. I'm thinking, okay, well, what can I do? What can I do to make this look a little bit better? Because if I leave it the way it is right now, it's going to look fine, but there's got to be something I can do to, pretty it up or unpretty it and make it look more realistic. And so, as I was sitting there thinking of stuff, I remember watching I believe it was a night shift video where he was doing a diorama, and he actually damaged the wood, or I shouldn't say damaged it, but he scored the wood to make it look like it was rotting at the bottom. And so my mind just started racing. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that. And this is where you guys are going to think I'm a little mental here. And that's because, doing what I've done wasn't enough already. So I decided to add a little more misery to my arsenal here, and I'm going to do it to all of it. I'm going to do it to the bottom of the siding, the door, and the shingles. Twice. Yes, you heard me twice. As you can see now, it's got the new, air quotes, fancy shingles, hinges, and yeah, now I'm doing the night shift trick here. I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, there are 1,000 different ways you can do this sort of stuff, but you have to remember, this is balsa wood, so it's really, really super soft. And I'm me, So using a wire brush probably isn't the best idea. So yeah, when I watched Night Shift, he used his knife and it worked out great. And at first, I was just going to do it to the bottoms, but I changed my mind. I'll get into more of that here in a little bit, but yeah. In Night Shift's video, I noticed he kept flipping his knife around, and as I'm doing this, I'm trying to figure out what it was, why he was doing that. And I don't know, and this is just me guessing, but when you have the knife flipped over like you're actually cutting, you can't see the grooves and stuff that are being placed in there. Okay? But if you flip it over like that, you can. And so I think what he was doing was, because not all those little grooves and stuff there, that where that damage is at or the rot is really fine. There's some big pieces and some small pieces. And I think what he was doing was, when he was holding it like you were cutting something, he was actually making it even more detailed. So, but I think it worked out really well. Now here I'm starting on the shingles, and this here is where you got to be really, really, really super careful. I was going to use a wire brush at first, and I even went as far as to I took out one of my round brass brushes from my gun cleaning kit, from one of my gun cleaning kits, and I was going to use it in my drill to do this. But when I tested it on a piece, yeah, even on the lowest setting, it was still too much. And I tried using just a brush, and it was too much, because the ends of these shingles are just so damn finicky that you just couldn't do it, you know. And so I was stuck doing it with a knife. Now I do take the wire brush thing, the round one, and I'll use it to scrape some of the excess off and stuff like that. You'll see that off and on throughout the video here. But yeah, I had to do this just to make sure, like I said before, I didn't break nothing. You know, I already went through cutting out all the shingles and stuff. I didn't want to have to cut out more. But yes, now this is where I was thinking that's the reason why he had done that, was because when I did that, it almost started to look like, kind of like the bristles on a broom. You know how you can, they're more I guess close in size and shape and everything, you know, however you want to say it, uniform. But I'm not gonna lie, I think now, right about now, I'm like 45 minutes into this, and I'm just like, oh dude, I just want to end this. Come on, let's go, let's get this done. And yeah, I was hoping that I was going to be done here shortly, but then my next train of thought absolutely ruined that. Or I shouldn't say my next train of thought, but what I did next after that did, that's for sure. When I got to the priming and painting stage, after it dried up, after everything was dry, I went to, you know how you come in and either you would use a piece of sandpaper and do all that. Yeah, just wait, you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's a little bit ahead, so let's get back to this here. Right here, this top row, the the glue had soaked in really good, and so the very ends of that was really, really hard. I probably could have used the a brush on it, but I don't think it would have given me as good of results, because as you see there, I flipped the knife over and I'm actually cutting down into it now, trying to get, you know, like separate fibers so I can flip the knife over again and go back through and get the fuzziness or the wear and tear and stuff like I just did. You'll hopefully you've seen what I or understand what I'm talking about. There we go. That looks good. That looks like a good worn shingle, doesn't it? But yep, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. You're almost done with this part. Kinda almost. Okay, I'm lying. Because once I got done with this, I decided it didn't look good enough. Yep. I didn't think it looked good enough. And so I decided that everything needed more wood grain texture to it. And this is where I was came up with that. I was like, damn, dude, wire brush isn't working. Like, well, shit, what the hell, you know? And yeah, it worked good for scraping off the excess stuff that was just there after I did all that, but it didn't really do that good on giving me the wood grain texture that I was looking for. Excuse me again. I bet you can't guess how I remedied that situation, can you? See it? You can't really see that the wood grain. I mean, you can see the wood grain, but you can't see the texture. That's right. I went back and I did everything. I did the whole entire shingle and the whole entire board or each of the boards. I did all those. Now this here's where I ran into my issue. My little sander didn't work. My heavy, thick 60 grit sanding stick didn't work. But my hobby knife did. So now this is the third time that I've used this method to do this. Yes, my third time on this. So now I'm having to be really extra careful, because I've already done it twice to them, you know, to get that. But I think once we get going here, you'll see that this is actually probably the best way to have done this, to get the texture and the look that I was wanting, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I'm going to go with a famous night shift line. I am pre-shading everything right now. Yeah. And in actuality, I think it worked out really well, because I could have just came back in and dry brushed over it. But I think by doing this over the paint, it actually gave it even more texture. So later on, when I dry brush it, it actually makes it look even better. And a neat little thing that, if you look at the pictures here at the end, you could actually make this look like a thatched roof instead of wooden shingles, with the way that this turns out. And I think that's actually pretty badass. But right now I'm just basically I'm scraping off a lot of the primer and paint. I think the biggest reason why this happened was because of what I used. Excuse me again. I absolutely cheated. I used Rust-Oleum Camo Brown, which is a paint and primer, and so it's a little bit thicker. And yeah, that's why I'm going through all this over again. I don't think this would have been like this if I had just used regular old, AK paint or Vallejo, brown or something like that. I think it would have been, I could have used a little sanding stick or whatever and been fine. But this actually, like I said, it, and with the way that my mind works is I just figured out how to make a thatched roof, or make it look like a thatched roof. And it's pretty cool. It's tedious though. It's tedious because right now I'm sitting at about an hour and a half in, I think maybe. And yeah. And it's like, I'm already over it. I'm like, oh yeah, come on, can we please just be done with this? And then it dawned on me, oh yeah, no, I still got to do my gray wash, and then I got to do my white dry brush. So yeah, I think, yeah, we're about an hour and 45 minutes, maybe a little bit closer to 2 hours now on all of this. And this is just actual footage time. I mean, there was, dry time in between, so forgive me if I'm off a little bit. But yeah, it was it's quite the undertaking. I think this actually took me longer to build this little shed than it did to build an entire model. Yeah, I think I have more time in this than I did with the King 34 back there, the German captured T-34-85. That thing went together pretty quick. But yes, I'm still at it, and don't worry, your misery is almost over. But if I gotta suffer, you guys gotta suffer too, right? I mean, come on, it's a group thing. So, but getting back to this, I really think once you guys see the end product, I think you guys will agree that it turned out good. So I took the scenic route, gave myself a whole lot more work to do than what was needed. But, that's the joys, isn't it? So, as I'm going at this, I'm like, I'm cussing at myself in my head. Yeah. Good job, Ed. Way to go. All this for a damn video. What the hell? But I did learn that if you turn the blade sideways, you can scratch a lot of it off quicker than you can do it the other way, like when the way night shift does it. So I learned to get quicker at it. But I'm still gonna hold you guys hostage for another minute or two. I mean, fair is fair, right? Okay, I'm joking. I'll be done here shortly with this. But that is, I have to admit, it actually was a good way to kind of appreciate this, if you really think about it, because what I'm scraping off right now is the top. Okay, so all the stuff in there, all the brown that you see is the stuff down in the grains of the wood. So basically, I've already, done my panel lines and all that kind of sort of ish. But with this here, I'm going to, as you see, I've got the paint and primer part of it here. I'm going to do a gray wash, and then I'm going to do a white dry brush, and then I'm going to leave it like that until everything else is done and we're ready to go, because I want to be able to do the snow effects and all the weathering and everything basically at the same time. I don't want to have some off look or something like that, or if I mix my paints, I don't want it being different shades and all that good stuff. But yes, I promise you, this little part here, and then I hit the washes and dry brushing. But I wanted to make sure that I got around the edges good, get them kind of worn and stuff like that, and the little handle that keeps the or little lever thing there, latch, whatever you want to call it, that keeps the door shut. I had to move it and get it, turn it so I could get underneath of it and the spots that it covers and all that. Okay, I've tortured you guys enough. See, there's the end of it. I even stabbed myself with the brush there, if you didn't catch it, to make up for it. You guys can laugh at me all you want. Right now, I was brushing off the excess loose stuff there, and then I noticed that the actual little thing there, the lever, latch, whatever you want to call it, I didn't do it, so get that real quick. Off camera, once I'm done here, I did the gray wash, but I didn't add that part. You guys have seen people do washes, and I did do the I did film the dry brushing it with the white, just so you guys can see what it's going to look like. I mean, the pictures, you'll see those too, but I didn't want to go any farther. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I didn't want to go too far with the weathering and stuff, but I figured that doing the dry brush here would set me up really good for when I do go to weather it. It should be good to go. I mean, right? Because then I can weather it just like I do everything else, and yeah. So, but while I do that here on the camera, I want to thank everyone for watching my videos. As always, you guys are awesome. If you like this sort of stuff, and I haven't bored you to death, drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Even if it's bad, I'm good with that. If you haven't already, and I don't know why, because you're still with me watching this, consider subscribing. That helps the channel grow. That helps me come up with even dumber ideas than this. Put more content out for you guys, which is always a good thing, because hey, for me this is fun, and that's why I do it. But hopefully I entertain you guys some, or maybe if you're having a bad day, you can watch this and just be like, oh, good, thank God I'm not like him. Hey, best part is it's free. Doesn't cost you nothing except for a notification when I post new videos. And I'm not gonna lie, you don't even have to pay attention to those. So hey, it's all good, right? Also, down below in the description box, there is a link to our Discord. Yep, we have a Discord. And just like subscribing, it is also free. All you gotta do is click on that link, join up, come in, hang out, talk with us. More importantly, post pictures of your work. Show us what you're working on. Because, I'm not afraid to brag. Guys we got in there are pretty damn badass. Are you? Let's see what you got. joking, but no, our guys really are badass. So come on in, hang out with us, talk, post pictures of your stuff. We love that. That's, you know, that's what the modeling community is all about, right? So yeah, let's do that. I will see you guys there. And with that, I'm going to finish this here off. And until the next video, guys, I will see you later. Stay tuned for the pictures here at the end. And bye-bye.